So, hypothetically speaking, would you rather live in a world, and this is an extreme option, both options are bad, would you rather live in a world where everyone wore a mask and, like, it's a guarantee that they're wearing a mask kind of thing? Like, like everyone is fake, basically? Um,
Like a mask like glued
like,
to their face, like you
no,
can never find out what they look like.
not a
Or...
physical mask, like how someone wears a mask when they're in public kind of thing,
Oh, already we
Or,
already do. So
yeah, well, or a world where we live or where no one wears a mask. Everyone is their genuine, true, unfiltered self.
hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Well,
Think about it,
no
because
one would
it's
ever have.
just
No one would
think
ever
of.
have
We
trust
can go
issues.
through right. Well, we can go through each bit if you want. So for me personally, I think unfiltered truths
That's where I was
would
leaning.
be non-stop war, like
You think
unending.
so?
Oh, it would not end. It would be a constant conflict. Everyone around you, every country around you, the world would basically end. I mean,
I
it would
think
be
I think
Armageddon.
humans are very adaptive. Like if that was the way it had always been,
Oh
humans would have
yeah,
found a way
yeah,
to
yeah,
live that way.
yeah. If it's always been like that, then yeah, for sure.
So then we get into
Conflict would
do
be easy.
we?
But with a mask, you have an opposite problem. You know that the other side is never telling the truth.
What? Well, gotta say, we already do live in a masked world,
Well, we live
where
mostly we
there
live in
is
a
constant war everywhere.
right, but some people are honest. Like we live in a mixed. It's both. So some people are the unfiltered truth. They're
Yeah,
not 100% that though. They wear a mask to a degree.
vast majority, though. I feel like not to use the majority card, but
Right. I think it's a bit. I think it's a pretty solid mix too. Because you wouldn't really have friendships without some sort of being candid, or earnest in your opinions about shit, and having conflict. Is usually the result of that. Oops.
the guy peeked the door and I just shot through it.
I killed a teammate because he ran up on me in the corner.
I gotta switch guns now because I've got one assault rifle that I can
Dude just shot through the wall, fucking to kill you.
well, imagine the repercussions
Mm.
of politicians all having to be fully honest. Imagine the
The
positive
policy.
repercussions.
I
Right?
think the repercussions of politicians having to be like earnest all the time about what's on the surface, of their mind, kind of thing. They can't not lie, though. That doesn't mean that they can't lie.
Oh well, okay. So I took this as two different things
Yeah.
because
What
I
a
thought you were
mask
saying
is you can be disingenuous. You can be truthful, but like not true to your inner thought, kind of thing. You're always trying to put on a show, like a face, like you're always trying to be something, and that persona could be, that mask could be, the honest guy, or
okay, because I was like, honest politicians, this would be awesome.
yeah,
The whole world would be better for it.
yeah. I mean, there's a bit of like, you're not a robot kind of situation, because it's not a very strict definition of what a mask is.
Well, okay. Well, in order for me to make a decision, I need you to be definitive about what you're saying.
Okay, so we'll go over that. So with
Because now
a
you're saying,
mask,
well, it's not definitive.
a mask is. I mean, it's Basically, you are your your true your true thoughts, your surface thoughts, your I'm doing the opposite of defining it. I'm reverse defining it. Basically, when you go out in public, you have like a character essentially that you're playing, right? That character is what you think that other people expect that character to be, and you're putting on a mask to emulate that.
Oh man, camping with a marksman rifle is really easy.
Right. But in the opposite direction, you have a situation where the person you are on Discord, not you, but like a person like a gamer, what they are on Discord, they don't say the gamer word in public. They're putting on a mask. They're doing what they expect society of them, basically. You could almost call that the true self, basically, the true inner person, like your impression of someone. You don't sometimes you don't say it to their face, or you know, they're the things that people talk about each other behind their backs, kind of thing. There's different examples of it, but basically, you'd be in a situation in a world where there was no masks. You wouldn't you would say that to their face. You wouldn't talk behind their back.
So
So you
high
could
school girls or high school boys, basically.
yeah, pretty much.
High school girls don't say anything genuine to each other's faces. High school boys have no fucking filter.
Exactly. That's essentially the idea that we're getting at here.
If I'm living in a world full of high school people, period, I'd rather just not be part of it.
Can we do neither? Yeah, that's the point. Is it's a really good scenario. Is both really suck. It's people always yelling at each other versus no one telling the truth to each other.
Friendly mosquito deployed. Hostile drone incoming. Confirming next hard point. Stand by ready.
Personally, I would take the mask
Hostiles deploying
world.
mosquito.
Where everybody's disingenuous.
Yep. Nobody's true to their self. You could like one person's mask in one scenario and dislike it in another, but if you only see the one mask, who cares? How is it really any different than real life? Other than,
Oh, I mean, that's kind of what I was saying.
other than there not being any true, like, you're not going to have a true emotional connection with someone.
Yeah, see, I don't like that either.
Yeah, I mean,
There's no true
worse.
friends.
It's worse than it's worse than fucking the world ending, or better than
Well,
the
I
world
mean,
ending.
See, we're assuming that the world would end in one way,
Yeah.
and I don't necessarily agree with that. That the world would end.
Okay, so let's assume that the really negative repercussions are dealt
Now,
with essentially, right?
so you're asking me like one bad thing or one complete annihilation? Well, I mean that's
Yeah.
two different questions. But
Yeah.
okay,
Let's
we
equal them
can't
out.
say
Let's
that.
equal them out. Let's say that there's no complete annihilation, just for the
No?
thought experiment's sake, right?
Well, no matter what scenario you have, you've got problems, right?
Yeah.
But in the one scenario, at least, you can find true connection. In the other, you will never find any connection. So, in that sense, I vote true connection, because either way, you're gonna have problems.
Yeah,
You know?
I personally still kind of think I'm still sticking to the difference between a true connection and a fake connection is still a true connection. kind of looping around logic, puzzle kind of situation.
Stand by. Hardpoint relocated. Secure the
Like if
friendly UAV
there really
online.
isn't a difference, then
We're falling behind. Get
why does it
moving.
matter? Than just constantly hearing, because I mean
Enemies
Twitter is
inside
like
the
that, right?
perimeter.
Where you constantly hear people's unfiltered thoughts, and you're just like, God, I fucking hate the
Enemy
world.
UAV active.
Yeah, but you
Hostile cluster
forgot.
mine active.
That's just like how do I put this? That's just where people go to put their negative unfiltered thoughts.
True, 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 true. So,
Um,
but if you got that in real
Hostile
life,
remote
oh my
UAV
god,
active.
ugh, the amount of
Hostile
conflict that would
cluster mine
exist
detected.
just in your general life would just be like, I'd feel like it'd be unsustainable.
Mission failed. Return to base.
Everywhere you went would be, you go to a store to buy something and the fucking cashier's just like, you know, just laying Indian, like, or he wants to like talk about his random fucking, like completely irrelevant thing, and it's just like,
think about all the missed opportunities you've had in life
true,
to
true.
due to people not So I mean, you don't have to stand there and listen to it, you know.
That's fair.
Um, and
I would also have
and
to bow to
those
the,
people would get weeded out,
yeah.
because they wouldn't keep their jobs.
I would
Because
also
then
have to,
you would go tell the manager what you feel like.
exactly. Yeah, so I definitely have to bow to that. Like, I'm also gonna be in my own unfiltered thoughts, and and my unfiltered thoughts are, I guess they're kind of like really aggressive, like just kind of, thinking about the thoughts that I have on a regular basis. I go, I would be a vile person with that.
Full unfiltered thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nobody has the option to just stay silent either. That's part of the facade, right?
I mean, you could, I guess. I don't know. That's a good question. Like, I mean, you without removing free will, I guess you do have that option.
Because I think a lot of people would practice that then.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure that'd be one of the coping mechanisms for, you know, annihilation, basically. Is all theoretical, but
I really think that, well, yeah, because I think a lot of people would just completely if you didn't have the option to just stay silent, then yeah, then I just tell some psychopath out in public what I think of him, and then he'd shoot me and my family. You know what I mean?
right, right.
So, so there's that.
Well, you
You know,
could, right. I mean, because being silent isn't a mask. That's just, not talking, not saying
right?
not saying something. It's not some sort of like lying by omission.
Just like where if everybody were to wear a mask, so they don't have the option to tell people how they feel if they wanted to,
Yes,
or just nobody would want to.
you'd always, right. You would be de-incentivized to sharing your like actual thoughts on something. You would have to be some sort of construct of expectation, basically. Sort of like what politicians do. You notice when like someone is like an interviewer is like grilling a politician, and they have to stick to their fucking mask or their talking points, and they refuse to like actually say what they think
Hmm.
because they're stuck in that, like, you have to say this, otherwise your fucking constituents will burn you at the stake. Like,